this next section, we're going to talk about what went into your choice in creating your top 5, right? Like, what were the things that you thought about? And then that will form this criteria. All right. So, Daniel, let's cue it up.
All right. So when we think about the criteria, I think it's important to understand, right? This allows us to create a framework in which we can kind of compare and contrast how you define who's in your top 5. And so I'm going to kind of leave it up to the fighters. How are you determining your top 5? What needs to be in the criteria so that we can accurately assess if someone belongs on that list?
Fiji said the Canadian Care Bear. Oh, that's so good.
Where is he at? We need to get him in here.
So if we look at the criteria, name one thing that you, as you were determining your own list, one specific characteristic or something that you were measuring them to, what would it be? And what was it?
I'd say having a proven record, having a lot of fights against quality competition.
Wow, that's actually pretty good.
Proven record, and then it was opposition.
Well,
right?
I would define the proven record as having a lot of fights against quality competition. So maybe that's 2 bullet points, maybe that's 1.
I mean, we can do 2. We can do 2.
Okay.
I can fuck with it.
I think a lot of these points are going to be interwoven with each other. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That works. That means we can get to debating sooner.
If he can figure out his font.
Yeah, I know, right?
Big as shit, man. Why you going the opposite direction? Make it.
Because you're old, bro, and so I'm trying to make sure you can read it.
We're trying to make sure you can keep up.
That's a good point, bro. I am about 3/4 deep in this full loco right now. So y'all just took too long, so I had to start drinking.
Oh, we need you to make it to the show, bro.
You don't tell me what to do, bro. You're not my real dad.
You're not my real dad. All right, so let's get to this next one.
My stepdad.
You just made my mom dating.
Nah, man. My mom got standards.
All right, so Deezo, what went into your top 5? As you look at your top 5, what are some things that you kept in mind?
Heart and ability.
Heart and ability. Can explain that to us so we all on the same page.
Triple C, Henry Cejudo, on Joe Rogan's podcast, talked about 2 things that put him above everyone else. And he says it's heart and ability. Because a lot of guys have heart, but they don't have ability. A lot of guys have ability, but they don't have heart.
And so what does heart? Both. So what does heart look like when you in the ring? What does that mean? Does it mean like somebody who just signs up for a fight? Does it mean somebody who like is down 2 rounds but brings it back in the last? What does heart look like?
Yeah, someone who can remain composed, who can dig deep when it comes, even in exhaustion, and find a way to find out the win.
Got you. Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. So Wero went to go get another 4 loco.
No, I'm here. I got you. I hear you, bro.
All right, so Wero, we asking you, what are some things that went into your list?
So here are the 3 things that I focus on. First and foremost, it's composure. It's how you handle yourself, especially when people are throwing punches at you. Second is going to be accuracy. And then third is your IQ, your striking IQ, your ground game IQ. Those are the 3 things that I look for in that order. And I put it's composure, accuracy, and IQ. And accuracy I put above IQ because
I was just about to ask about that. Yeah, I was just about to ask before we got.
I put that above IQ because there is a luck factor sometimes. But if you're accurate and you're pretty good at finding that chin, or you're pretty good at sinking a submission, you know what I mean? When you see it coming through, then you're gonna get more wins. Even if you know what to do, you still got to have that accuracy. You know what I mean? And the composure.
Okay, that's a pretty good criteria. And then 619, last but not least, what went into your list, man?
Look at my top 5 are fighters that dominate their opponents.
I couldn't hear you, bro. It was a lot of feedback. Oh, dominance. I got you.
Is that the only thing?
That's all.
Who beats people up the most?
Not even close. Yeah, who beats people up? Who bullies people?
He stares into the camera like, yeah, that's it. Okay, I mean, understanding that these are heavyweight fighters, I do think dominance is important. I agree with you.
So, all right, so let's just make sure that so it looks like, is this the completed list? Or does anyone have anything else to add to this?
What are we missing here? We got heart, ability, accuracy, IQ.
Oh, hey, can I just add what Izzy would probably say? Hey guys, you just gotta look real good too. You gotta be real cute and catch these hands. Y'all, come on, catch these hands. Oh, did I say it right? 619. Y'all gotta look real cute.
Izzy would say something that Mike Tyson said 10 years ago and try to make it seem like he's
definitely. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face. Not me.
Okay, so Keenan Washington said KW was good for Streetbeefs West Coast. He said ring control. Would that be dominance? Or
ring control is just standing in the middle of the ring. It literally ring control is just standing in the middle of the ring. What's that mean?
No, ring control includes stuff like cage.
Bullying your opponent.
Yeah, but that's what Gash was saying, though. Gash was saying that. Go ahead, Gash. I don't want to speak.
Oh yeah, I was saying ring control includes stuff like cage cutting. If you can force your opponent to move one way or the other, you can land a lot more strikes.
Exactly. Cutting the ring off.
Yeah, it's not just standing in front of your opponent. If your opponent has good ringmanship, they'll be able to escape when they get backed up.
Deezo,
should we add that to the list?
Yeah, I think that falls under fight IQ.
I think so too.
My man.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
All right, so let me just make a quick distinction here, just because the way I see IQ in ring control is a little different. The way I see IQ is someone who improves over time in a fight, who makes adjustments, and so Mayweather is known for that, right? Throughout a fight,
I don't think that's what IQ is, though.
So what is IQ then?
Yeah, what is it?
IQ is knowing what to do next. Okay, IQ is it's knowing what to do next. It's when you're on the ground, it's knowing you want to get side control instead of staying in somebody's guard. You want to mount them from side control. It's slipping a punch instead of jumping back from a punch. That's IQ. It's knowing what to do and when to do it. You know what I mean?
And so, but how would those two be the same if it's ring control? Right, and so that's what I'm just trying to make.
Knowing what to do. So, like Gash said, cutting people off. You know what to do and when to do it. When you got somebody in the corner, you want to keep them there.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
But I think that's dominance, and so does Funny Poet Network. Thanks for tuning in, Funny Poet Network. They said being in control is dominance.
Yeah,
okay, so dominance is literally on the list because 619's lazy.
Dominance is you watch any fights.
I make Gash laugh. Like my life is complete. Like, sign me off. I'm done. I win.
Right.
I just won the internet right now.
You guys said everything. You guys left me last. You guys left me with one thing: dominance. You know? I would have said ring IQ and all this other shit too.
No, sure you did. Sure you did.
So I saw somebody, Big Smile. Shout out to Big Smile. He's in the chat. He said finishes.
So if you put all this shit together, we just put in there for criteria, you get more finishes. If you're good at all that shit, you get for your finishes.
Okay.
Finishes is an outcome.
That is big.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the outcome.
Finishes.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Smile though for his.
Shout out to Big Smile
for his.
Shout out to everybody who finishes their fights and never needed a judge.
Everybody.
Oh man, this dude 619 does not stay away from controversy, huh?
Nah, bro. Every time we do it live, there's like 10 people who want to fight him. Like, not even in Streetbeefs, they just want to pull up on him.
Hey, 619, what's your address?
Don't do it.
I'm on the south side. I'm on the south side of San Diego, right by the border. If shit gets a little spicy, we just cross that border. You know what I mean?
No surprise there.
Funny. Okay, so White Dragon Combatives, he said dedication, how far they drove to fight, not complaining about who they fight. So somebody who just shows up and was like, yeah, sign me up. I'm fighting somebody.
I put that shit under heart.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree. That goes in the heart. I think looking at everybody, looking at the chat, I think we got a pretty composite criteria. I'm ready for the debates.